in them, and they release dioxins and also chemicals that can disrupt the hormones in the baby, and that's pretty serious. So they're going to wear thousands and thousands of nappies
if
in
people
their
saw
lifetime.
nappies being made in wherever they're made, would they change their mind about what they put on their babies?
I suppose they would if they saw, the chlorine bleaches and the chemicals that go into them. And then they're putting it against a really vulnerable part of the baby, the reproductive system.
Especially when the actual skin of the baby makes up so much of the baby itself. You're talking about, the mass of the baby versus the skin of the baby.
The large surface area of skin compared to the weight of the baby, they can absorb a lot.
The skin is a direct traveller, through the blood vessels straight to the brain. Now, early stages up to 0 to 6 months old, the brain barrier hasn't been formed then, and you can actually take in any heavy metal, any toxin, any pesticide or chemical or bleach compound or petrochemical will go straight to the brain.
There's just so many more products now available than there were when we were babies.
Huge. It's absolutely huge.
I mean, yes, we had talcum powder and we had nappy rash ointments.
And talc's now been proven that it's a dangerous product.
Well, can we talk about talcum powder, because you're on the subject of changing nappies. Talcum powder is still commonly used.
Is it? Did you use it with your baby?
No, but I mean,
do you know people who still use it?
Exactly. In the parents group and the parents we mixed with, it was quite common. It was everyone would believe it dried out the skin, and so that would stop the rash and all that sort of stuff. Didn't make sense to me. But tell us about
magnesium
talcum powder.
silicate. It's basically, crushed earth in there, which sounds natural enough, but like asbestos, like other particles that can become airborne, it actually really irritates the respiratory system and can cause asthma and allergies. Getting back to the products we put on the baby from birth, they have the nappy on, they've got all the products that go with the nappy. Stick a dummy in the mouth, often even before they leave the hospital. A dummy's stuck in a child's mouth to stop it from making too much noise in the nursery, waking up all the other babies. So dummies can be full of plasticizers, again, hormone-disrupting chemicals. From my background and my history as a dentist, I'm not very pro dummies, but there are better dummies out there that don't leach those kind of chemicals. Right. There are alternatives for everything out there.
And what about bathing baby? When it comes to that, what about the no more tears idea?
Well, first, what about the water that we put the baby in? Even before you add anything else, you take it out of the tap. What's in the tap water? The first thing you can smell is chlorine. Why would you put a baby who's been, protected in a safe saline type environment, in the mother's womb, comes out, and the first thing you put on its skin is chlorine, apart from all the other chemicals that come with tap water these days, soon to be added fluoride. So the baby again absorbs these through their skin and through their lungs. They breathe it in. So then you go, okay, let's make this bath smell pretty. Let's cover up the smell of chlorine with a bit of, Johnson & Johnson or something like that. Petrochemical based most of the time. All these cosmetic-y, bubble bath products, sodium lauryl sulfate, all the things that make it look like we're cleaning ourselves and smelling fresh and creating bubbles are really killing us and killing our babies.
David, are you surprised that more people aren't suspicious? Because all you have to do is turn over the product and read the ingredients, and you know that these aren't natural ingredients because you can't pronounce half the words.
I think that's part of the problem, though, is that the choice is so vast and most people are so busy. They walk up and down these aisles in these massive supermarkets, and instead of having one product there that says that it's a shampoo, you have 40 products that say it's shampoo. Then you have a tick for this and a gold mark for that and a little clover for this and all the other little gimmicks that they come up with. The bottom line for us is that the majority of products, if they're in a supermarket, from our perspective, aren't the products that you should be purchasing. The bottom line is that they're there for a reason, is that they're mass-produced, they're very, very cheap to produce. It's really become aware to us that when mum is about due, they start changing their whole philosophy. They start thinking about not just what they used to do, they're now starting to think about, well, what's best for my baby? And that's when you do start looking at the ingredients list, as you say. You turn it over, you have a bit of a read, you do 10 or 15 of those through a supermarket, and you realise, oh my God, I don't even know what all these words are that start with X and end in "ine" and start with B and end in "ine" and all of these other things. Now, the bottom line is with that, if you don't know what it is that's in there, don't buy it. It's really, really that simple.
It doesn't make sense.
If you can't make sense of it, why are you using it? And more importantly, why would you put it on your baby?
The truth is, most of these products aren't even necessary. They've just been marketed to us. And, like many of the products that we think we need every day.
Through the research that we do, there's a base group of products of about 3 or 4 products that make up 99% of everything. The rest of it are all the little tricks and bells and whistles that they like to put in there to say that we've added this, that and every other thing to make it friendly for you and Bub and Mum and the environment and all the rest of it. It's what we call greenwashing. It's jumping on the coattails of good organic products and good clean environmental products. The good marketeers are fully aware that side of the world is growing. So that's why you see all of these ticks and clovers and environmental circles and
lavender and lemon.
Yes, it's not lavender.
So we're 24 hours into baby's life, and already they've experienced a cocktail of chemicals.
Yeah.
A lot of people listening right now will be going, that all makes sense, but what are the alternatives? What can you do? That's what a lot of people will be thinking, because first of all, you've ruled out nappies, you've ruled out the talcum powder, water. How do you bathe a baby without water? So what are we meant to do? What are the alternatives here?
Well, there are cloth nappies that are available, and bamboo nappies. You can get all the hemp nappies, all sorts of things. People are actually going back. A lot of young mums are going back to the old ways. Even though they get these groovy fitted nappies that they don't have to fold and use safety pins, a lot of mums are going that way now.
Are there cloth ones that are fitted, are there?
Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah. And, there's, again, you can filter your baby's bath water. And if I knew back when my kids were babies, if I knew what I knew about what's in the water now, I would have done that too. We get so many people coming in and saying, my baby's got eczema, my baby was born with eczema. Eczema just seems to be growing out of control. And chlorine is one thing that really irritates sensitive skin.
Well, if you eavesdrop in on a parent's conversation, and I do that quite a lot, you often hear them, they sound confused, they're scratching their heads when they talk about, these days, how many kids have allergies these days? How many kids have eczema and ADHD and autism and all these things?
Definitely increasing,
Yeah, they're all increasing. There's no question about that. You don't even need to look at statistics. We all know, anecdotally, that they're increasing. So these parents are scratching their heads, but you both think that there is a logical answer here, and
the answer is
the way we live.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. And we're so over-chemicalising our world.
Additives and preservatives and petrochemical world.
And we're just talking about what we put on the baby when we actually get the baby into the car seat to go home, and often for a first baby there's a brand new car seat, and they're full of brominated fire retardants. So that apparently is topping the list of the most commonly found industrial chemical in umbilical cord blood in babies these days. So fire retardants are just everywhere. They're in furnishings, they're in carpet, curtains, mattresses
clothing
as well, baby mattresses, pillows. So then we stick them up against these fire retardants, which they're only just finding out, the kind of things that they can do to a growing baby.
Would that explain the unhealthy smell that you get on some products when you first buy them? For example, when I bought quite a few new beds in my time because I look after a lot of kids, and often the bed smells. To them, the child's going, ooh, new bed, I can smell a new bed. And to me, I'm thinking, I can smell a factory. So maybe that's the fire retardant.
It's like the new car smell, you buy a brand new car and you get in there and everybody goes, wow, the new car smell. Well, for me, that's one of the most toxic smells that you're taking in.
Yeah.
And the mattress is no different. You've got it wrapped up in a plastic bag. Plastic bag is petrochemical. You have all the fire retardants added into the product on the inside. It's possibly sat in a container, or it's possibly sat in a warehouse where it's 30 plus degrees.
There really should be.
So it's
really
compounding all the time.
New laws for products that are designed and manufactured
And there
for
are
babies.
in the European countries.
They're bringing those out. They're starting to recognise the fact. I think since 2005 in the US, they've started to ban the use of these brominated fire retardants.
Because they're used very heavily in China and countries like that, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But apparently the mattress manufacturers have no choice. They have to.
Well, because we don't want
fill
things
them
to be
up with that.
flammable, though, do we?
No, but it's getting beyond a joke, isn't it? It's like, should we burn or should we, poison our babies?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of Australian standards that really need reviewing.